Alright, welcome everyone, and I'm Metis Balaska, and welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. Let's pick up where we left off. Okay, let's talk to Victoria before we move on. The streets outside the shop are busy as usual, but people take a wide berth around the alchemy shop when they pass by. Whether it's the rumors of the fire or Victoria's imposing figure scaring them off is anyone's guess. Probably more Victoria than the fire, let's be real here. You're scaring the customers! You know, with such an imposing aura standing guard outside, we're never going to get any customers. I think the spreading rumors of the fire are doing that all by themselves. I'm surprised anyone is even out in the streets. Was there something you wanted? Your powers?
About that.
When that demon attacked in the shop, you cut it down like it was nothing. Where did you learn to fight like that?
Look.
That's a rather obvious question, isn't it? I'm a knight. Sometimes knights have to fight. So I learned. I learned. It's that simple. Knights don't fight demons.
I have some questions.
Knights don't usually fight demons, though. In fact, I believe only demon hunters and mages have that skill. So how did you do it? You're free to believe whatever you want. I'm confident in my ability to slay both demon and human. That is all you need to know. You're not going to answer my questions, are you? You're not going to tell me where your powers come from, are you?
No.
You catch on quick. Who is Alethea to you?
About that.
A woman, Alethea. Just who is she to you?
What is it?
She's my commander, one of the greatest the Empire has ever had. I get my orders from her and carry them out. That's that. We should get going.
I'll be off then.
That's all I wanted to discuss. Finally, let's get back to our mission.
Mime, you're staying close to me. I won't have you running away from me again.
What? Me? Run away? I would never.
Just stay where I can see you.
Understood.
We gotta sneak out later. It has to happen. It just has to. Okay, first things first, to the flower shop.
You!
Metis!
What in the world happened?
I heard your shop burned down, and I got this message from Elizabeth asking for new supplies, and who is this? You barely get through the door to the flower shop before Quinn showers you with questions. But when Victoria enters, they back up, concerned and quickly turning into apprehension. Yeah, so I realize that for the first part in the session, and I called Quinn she. That's my bad. It's a habit I'm still trying to get. I'm still trying to work out. I need to get used to neutral pronouns. I'm sorry for worrying you. I'm sorry for worrying you, Quinn. Elizabeth and I are both all right, but the shop did burn, and our stock was destroyed. Quinn listens intently as you recount last night's events. So now we're trying to find a way to solve this, preferably before anyone else gets hurt. Quinn nods slowly.
Oh dear.
I'm so sorry to hear this happened. It must have been awful for you. Metis.
I consider you a good friend, and I want to help you. No, I am going to help you, as much as I can. But this whole affair puts me at risk. We have to be very careful.
The door to the flower shop suddenly bursts open, causing everyone to freeze in surprise. Oh, God, it's him. A tall, intimidating man steps inside, his cold eyes lazily taking in Quinn's little shop. Ugh.
Mr. Goldner, what can I do for you today?
And please meet the absolute worst character in the game. You either love to hate him or just plain hate him. I personally just hate him. Quinn looks nervously at the man and as he glides around the shop, looking at the beautiful plants with disinterest. You feel Mai move to hide behind your legs, despite her invisibility.
I was simply in the area and thought I might drop by.
He even sounds like a smug asshole.
As you have probably already heard, the alchemy shop suffered a most unfortunate fire last night. I just wanted to be sure that our only other magic shop was still doing well.
Uh-huh.
That is very kind of you, sir. As you can see, nothing out of the ordinary has happened here.
Bastard was probably checking to see if people had died. The man chuckles darkly.
Do forgive me for having my doubts about that. Just know this.
He steps awfully close to Quinn, staring them down with thinly veiled disgust. Do anything and I will hurt you.
The people of this town might have tolerated you this past year, but I will continue to watch you closely.
I bet you will. He's probably one of those politicians who condemns mages, but then lusts for them behind everyone's backs. You know what I'm talking about. This was pretty satisfying. You glance over at Victoria, but the woman is already moving. She steps up to stand between Quinn and the man, her dark eyes hard.
If you're not here to make a purchase, then I believe it is time for you to leave, sir.
Don't mess with her, she's probably passed the gas coin test.
What? Who? Now listen here, you little... Don't you know who I am?
I don't. I also don't believe you know who I am.
Victoria flashes a badge on her coat. The man visibly gapes, but then he breaks into a smug grin.
So Aerodas finally sent someone to keep track of all these magic folk. About damn time.
Ooh, isn't that juicy?
I assume you're here to investigate this establishment. I knew it. I just knew something suspicious was going on here.
Can I use the amulet on him? Not even just to seal him away. I just want to hit him in the nuts.
You are quite wrong. The only thing remotely out of order I found here is you, threatening an innocent shop owner. So unless you want me to file a report and send it back to headquarters, I suggest you be on your way.
The man sputters, but leaves in indignation. Yes!
I will remember this.
Mm-hmm. Quinn sighs in relief. Their shoulders is turning slack.
Thank you.
No. Do not think I did this as a favor.
Mm-hmm. She may be a bloodborne character, but she's a nice person.
The man was being a nuisance, so I stopped him.
Because you're a nice person.
Who was he, anyway?
An asshole.
Messer Goldner is the owner of the mine. Despite the fact that the very ore that created his wealth is magical, he has a dangerously low opinion of mages, and is quite vocal about it.
It's almost like bigotry and hypocrisy go hand in hand.
Luckily, most people in town do not hold his word in high regard. He's somewhat of a joke, albeit an intimidating one.
And it's fun to make fun of him.
Intimidating sounds about right.
As far as I've heard, he started his life as a common farmer. When the mine was discovered beneath his land, he suddenly gained quite a bit of wealth, almost overnight. That money went straight to his head, if you ask me. So now he wants people to treat him like a nobleman.
Yeah, isn't that just the way? I'm rich, so I'm above the law. I'm rich, so I get to make the law.
The townsfolk did not take kindly to that. And while he still makes good money on the mine, most people simply avoid him. To someone like me, however, he is very much a threat. And he knows it, hence these little visits.
I still say we can do something to him without him knowing. Maybe that'll come later, who knows?
But that's enough doom and gloom for one day. Please, tell me how I can help.
Quinn looks shaken, but eager to change the subject. Yeah, let's change the subject for Quinn's sake. Elizabeth needs supplies. Do you have anything left in stock we could use at the shop? Our supplies were completely destroyed.
What do you need?
I don't have a whole lot left, but I'll give you what I have. I'm sure you and Elizabeth will put it to good use. When I get more things back in stock, I'll be sure to let you know. Quinn hands you two bundles of lavender. And some other herbs. What do you know about spirit lockets? What can you tell me about spirit lockets? Not much, I'm afraid. Magic is a broad field of study, and I specialize in, well, plants, not spirits. Tinkers in particular would know a lot more about such a mechanism than I. Luckily, I just happened to get word that one of my former classmates has taken an interest in the mines and will be visiting to do some research. She might already be in town, but knowing her, she went straight down there as soon as she arrived. Aha! So we have another reason to go into the mines now. That's all for now.
I've gotta go.
Take care.
Very well. Please be careful out there. You walk out of the shop and continue on your way. After about 10 minutes of walking, Victoria taps you on the shoulder.
It would appear that we're being followed.
Ooh, spicy. We're so popular. Not even a day into this quest and we already have fans following us? Nice. I played this more straight in my previous playthrough, so I didn't get that reaction the first time. That's gold. Victoria sighs very, very heavily. Just follow my lead and try not to draw any more attention, okay? You follow Victoria down a side street. No one else is around, so you stand there and wait for a moment, and another, and then a familiar, timid face. Bleh. And then a familiar, timid face peeks around the corner. Big red eyes widening in fright when he realizes he's been caught. Why can't I read out loud? Probably because I don't usually do it. Oh, hey! Don't worry, we won't hurt you. Oh, hello there. Don't be scared, we're not going to hurt you. The boy looks a bit embarrassed about having been caught, but he waves at you shyly.
Hi. Sorry. I didn't mean to...
What's your name, kid?
Victoria's voice is surprisingly gentle, and the young boy flushes bright red, bowing his head.
I'm Kim, ma'am.
Can we help you with something?
So...
Is there something we can do for you, Kim? Kim looks up at you hopefully. He wrings his hands nervously.
I'm looking for my brother.
I wonder if we've seen him recently.
Do you remember him? We came into your shop yesterday to buy a remedy.
I also remember a knife to my chest, but...
He didn't come home last night, so I was wondering if maybe you had seen him.
I have. Rather unwillingly. Your answer will impact the story going forward. Yeah, this is what I've been talking about. These are the ones that diverge the story. But I have no reason to lie to him. We're telling the truth.
I'll tell you what happened.
Your brother attacked me last night. He appeared to be possessed by some kind of evil spirit. Almost looked like a demon himself. I haven't seen him since then.
That's awful.
My brother's nothing like that at all. He's always taken really good care of me, protecting me. But ever since he got that new job... What new job?
Well...
I'm not sure. He just said he was running errands for some guy. The pay was great, it's not nearly as dangerous as working in the mines. Your brother worked in the mines? Your brother used to work in the mines?
Yeah. It was real tough on him.
Oh yeah, mine work is very dangerous. If I recall, there are statistically a high amount of injuries that can occur in mines, if not casualties. The boss there is super mean. The workers get hurt all the time. Didn't we recently learn who was the boss of the mines? Another notch on his belt of sins. My brother was in an accident too once. One of the tunnels collapsed and he got trapped under a big pile of rocks. After that, his head used to hurt all the time, but the alchemist has a really good potion that helps him with the pain. Yeah, that's what he kept coming to our store for. So we've actively been helping with his treatment. Which guy?
What do you mean?
Some guy? Do you know who he was talking about?
He wouldn't say.
Great. So, no leads in. Honestly, I was afraid he was getting into something shady. You don't know the half of it. But anything's better than working in the mine, so I didn't complain about it. Depends on what you think is worse. But then again, when working in the mine means you work for him, so he may be so his current position may have put him in better company. We need to get to the bottom of this. We can help you figure out what happened to your brother. It sounds like he might have gotten tangled up in some of the stuff we're investigating.
Can you really help? Thank you so much.
I promise I'll do my best to help you as well. I'll start by seeing if anything my brother left behind can tell me who he worked for. Just be careful. It's not safe for a child to play detective. Stay out of harm's way.
I'll be careful.
He runs off.
Not bad.
I'm surprised, Metis. You handled that situation well. Finding this kid's brother will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. And also, you know, keeping him from killing other people will also be a bonus, right? Let's not get into that, but sure. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
We still have much to do. Yeah, I'm still romancing Victoria. I'm going to romance every character. I'm going to romance every companion, I already said. Let's keep moving. Right, go team! Woo! My baby. Okay, so we now got a story beat and it's back at home. Let's see. Oh! I completely forgot that it's activated now. Yeah, let's talk to mine.
Ah, yes. This is a nice spot. Empty, quiet, perfect place to just disappear.
Ah! Oh, hi. What brings you out here?
Were you hiding in the trash again? Mime, we can't keep meeting in the trash like this. I guess dark alleys have sort of become my natural habitat lately.
Hear me out.
It's not like I'm doing anything bad or anything. I just get a bit overwhelmed sometimes. Yeah, I get that. Overstimulation, you just need some quiet time to unwind. All this walking around, talking with people, facing down scary stuff, it just becomes a bit much and I just want to run and hide. And I don't, though. We're not going to find a way to solve this mess if I hide it in the trash all day. But, you know, it's nice to breathe the little once in a while. You understand that, don't you? Yeah, I understand.
Actually...
I understand that feeling all too well. It's okay to be scared and to need a moment to gather yourself. Yes, that is good advice.
Really?
Really? I didn't realize you felt that way. You seem like the sort of person who's so put together. You stand up to help even when none of this is your fault to begin with. It's very admirable, but call me selfish, but I'm glad you can feel like this too. Yeah, it's finding something you can relate to someone with, like ink. No matter what it is, it's nice. Makes me feel a little less silly for hiding out here. Tell you what, if you promise not to tell Victoria about my hiding spot, then I won't tell either. If either of us needs a moment to breathe, then we can come here. It's brilliant, right? What do you make of her companions? I'd like to talk about our companions. We're quite the odd bunch now, aren't we? What do you want to talk about? I can't go back. I was actually going to save this for later, but it looks like we're doing this now. Elizabeth.
Tell me about...
What do you think of Elizabeth?
Well...
She's nice, if not a little bit scary. It's like you look at her and see a nice old lady, but then you look at her and you feel like a tiny mouse staring up at some ancient, powerful beast. But I get that might be just me. She's your teacher, after all. What's she like to you? Strict but fair.
About that...
Elizabeth is strict, yeah, but she's always fair and has never treated me badly.
Okay.
I see. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe I'm just intimidated because I never met a teacher before. Victoria.
So...
You know, Victoria. Can you tell me more about her? I don't really know her that well, honestly. She just sort of showed up in my life all of a sudden and got me dragged into this whole mystery about demons. Scared me senseless, honestly, but now that I've gotten to spend more time with her, I think she means well, even if she is a bit intense. Let's talk about something else. And let's go.
I'll be off then.
We should get back to work.
Let's go.
Right, back to work. Sealing demon and saving the world, all that stuff. Okay then, and yeah, mine's still there, but that's still going back to talk about your companions. We'll do that we'll do that for each companion we gain. Alright. Let's see. Mines are woods. You know what? I'm going to go to the mines first, because my second favorite character is there. The mines are starkly cold compared to the warmth of the sunny day outside. It is quiet. Victoria's taking great care to keep you out of sight of any stray workers.
This place really gives me the creeps.
It's like everywhere I look, there's a shadow ready to reach out and grab us. Don't be ridiculous, Mime. She does have a point, like, it's called a visual hallucination. Like, you can think you're seeing something you're not. And even if you're alone, you can then have the sensation of feeling like something's there watching you. I've gotten that often. The only thing that's out to grab you down here is your own imagination. I mean, to be fair, my imagination can be quite insistent. Ah! A sudden scream rings out in the quiet mine, echoing eerily along the walls. Victoria shoots forward before anyone else has time to react. Wait, Victoria, we really should get separated down here. And she's gone. What should we do, Metis? Already running to keep up with Victoria, like, bye, Mime! No, we're not gonna do that.
I'll do it.
It sounds like someone's in trouble. We should help.
Whoa!
Well, wait, Metis! How did I end up with two people with a hero complex? Oh, Mime, you are a treasure. The stones beneath your feet are brittle and unsteady, and you almost fall, skipping around the sharp turn. The passage has opened up into a large cave. In the middle stands a woman, her hands outstretched and glowing in a bright golden light. Look familiar?
Get out of my way, demon! You're ruining my experiment!
I just love that. She treats this demon like it's a bother. A demon stands tall, towering over the woman. You are making a grave mistake. Think of how powerful we could be, two beings of magic working together. You could have everything you've ever dreamed of, even.
Not interested.
She seems to have things under control. No, come on. Victoria, please help her.
We have to help.
Victoria, we have to...
Got it.
Way ahead of you. Victoria rushes forward, sword drawn, and the stranger jumps back in surprise when the hunter cuts in. Who? That sounds like it hurt. Victoria cuts the demon down and lets out an angry shriek. The locket around your neck starts glowing.
Let's go!
Metis, I think it might be time. Let's steal the spirit away before it escapes. Here we go again! Screwed that bit up. This is right, though. There we go, and... The demon roars as it dissolves and is sucked into the glowing locket. The mines fall silent again. Is everyone alright?
Everyone all right?
Are you all okay? No one got hurt, right? We're fine, Metis. Can't say I'll ever get used to that weird magic, though.
Fascinating. Just how did you do that?
You'll jump as a stranger is suddenly in your face. Her gloved hands grab yours without any consideration for personal space, to get a closer look at the locket that's still glowing faintly.
Is this some kind of portable alchemy table? It was alchemy you were using, right? What kind of magic was used to forge this? It cannot be powered by a crystal. The mass of the device would not be able to hold such power. But then, what?
You should be beginning to see why she's my favorite character. Like, well, for one, I've always had this draw towards mages. I've always gravitated towards mages in RPGs. And I've always had a soft place for this type of character, this like academic type. Like I said, I'm going to romance every character. You're very close. Should we wait till the second date? I don't think I would be that forward. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm between the first and the third. You know what? I always like imagine my character to be the same same academic type. So it is pretty cool, isn't it? It is pretty cool, right? I still have loads to learn about using it, but the possibilities it has opened up for me and my alchemy are immense and very exciting. I know, right? Already getting along. New knowledge like this never fails to excite me. It is such a pleasure to meet someone who shares the same enthusiasm. The woman releases you and takes a step back, all smiles. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself again, aren't I? Sorry about that.
My name is Anne Sophia Bernadette Toffland, a scholar under the Seven Winds Academy.
Yep, she's from the academy that we've learned about so far. And she's a great character. She's always fun. She's always fun for me.
She must be the mage Quinn was telling us about.
Anne seems to completely ignore the comments. Her attention's solely focused on you, or at least the locket.
I am writing my thesis on alternative power sources for magic-infused artifacts, and you simply must let me take a look at this device. I have never seen anything like it. If I could uncover the mysteries behind it, I'd be the envy of the entire academy.
Pleasure to meet you. Well, we are still going to ask questions because, like I said, I'm all for that.
About that.
Why did you come down here?
Do you know?
The crystals mined in this area are one of the most common resources of powering magical artifacts. I felt it was only right to start my research looking into current practices, but I did not expect to find such an interesting research subject wandering down here. It must have been the blessing of Isa that made you show up when you did. Going romance. Yeah, we're still going to go with this. Like again, Like again, this is very much my character.
That sounds nice.
That all sounds very exciting. I would love to help, though I probably need to know a few more details. You and me both. For starters, what was your name again? My name is Metis.
Hello.
I'm Metis. Nice to meet you, Anne.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thesis?
Huh?
You're writing a what now? I thought mages worked in shops and such.
About that.
Most do, but there are a few who choose to pursue a career at the academy itself as researchers. In order to get such a position, however, you need to write a thesis, an extensive research report with the knowledge you have gained while traveling. Most candidates fail. Yeah, it sounds almost like a rigged system, doesn't it? Like I have no proof of that, but still.
Huh?
Fail?
So...
Either they fail to find new knowledge, or they die trying. Wow. Talk about an occupational hazard.
Yikes!
Okay, not cool.
Actually,
You're not wrong. But I will be successful. Don't doubt that. Academy?
Really?
You're from the Mage Academy? Yes, graduated just last month. But I already miss it. No need to worry, though. If everything goes to plan, I will have my thesis done and ready for publication within this season, and I'll be back before summer ends. What was that saying about best laid plans? Quinn told me you might know something about this locket.
Listen, Quinn was the one who sent us here. They told us you might be able to help us learn more about this locket. You see, the power source is... well, that would be me.
There is a pregnant pause while Anne blinks at mime. For the first time noticing the short spirit girl standing partially hidden behind you. And then all color appears to leave her space. Leave her space, what? Her face! Face! And got into a cute face.
a spirit? But that's taboo. Against the teachings of the Holy Seven. How did you even...
I won't tell if you won't.
Oh, wait! I get it! This must be some kind of government-licensed project, right? That's why you have a demon hunter with you.
Sure, let's go with that.
Government licensed. Sure. Let's call it that.
She doesn't need to know.
No, I am not getting tangled up in something like this. Do you know what happens to mages who get involved with sketchy things like this?
But it's government license, right? That means it can't be sketchy. Maybe we can make a deal.
I know it's not ideal, and I understand why you would be suspicious. But maybe we could make it worth your while?
Also, have you guys noticed that they've actively put a colored tint on the sprites to indicate there's blue light shining on them? I like that detail.
We're both searching for something, and our goals appear to be the same. So, what if we make a deal?
A deal, you say? I'm not going to lie. I'm curious about that locket of yours. It's certainly a lot more interesting than what I've found down here so far. Leaving town in search of a new mine would also put me way behind schedule. I really don't have time for this.
For what it's worth, we are currently working on the orders of the Knight Commander of Eridus. The nature of our mission, however, demands a level of discretion.
And might come with a certain level of extra credit?
By discretion, you mean they approve as long as you don't fail?
Yeah, pretty much. That's one way to put it.
But I suppose being chosen by the Knight Commander herself does give you some credibility. If I help you with this demon problem of yours, you promise that you will help me with my research? I will need to study that locket of yours thoroughly.
Your choice will affect Anne's path going on. Yeah, so this is one of the choices that affects other characters. People's lives are at stake. I need her to realize her personal goals have to come second. Or we can make this work in a way that is beneficial to both of us. Yeah, let's make a promise.
If you help us, I promise I'll do anything I can to help with your thesis.
Anything?
Whoa, now! Real talk, I just love that sprite. Just that glint in the eye. Like, it just so works for the character.
Very well, Alchemist. I'll bite. You have my expertise, and in return, we'll see what I come up with. I'm sure my grand experiment will be absolutely ingenious.
That sounds fun. This is going to be fun, right?
And I'm still off limits.
I've never had the chance to talk to a spirit before. At the academy, they are confined for safety reasons.
Safety? What? So the students can't hurt them?
Oh, no, actually, quite the opposite. The spirits at the academy are a lot less friendly than you.
Oh, well, I suppose if I was kept cooped up all day in school, I'd be pretty grumpy too.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, like, maybe let them, let them out and stretch their legs, or maybe even try to communicate. Like, goddamn. Like, I don't know how many different types of spirits there are, or, I don't know if there are, like, animal spirits and such, like we have in our own folklores. But, yeah, at least you could let them stretch their legs every once in a while, and maybe encourage some communication. Like, who knows? That would probably make it so you don't even need to contain them. Depending, and like, this is the assumption that the spirits aren't harmed. But yeah, let's go talk to Anne.
Welcome back.
Oh, Metis, you're back already? What can I do for you? Hello, Quinn. It's been a while.
How lovely.
Anne, how lovely to see you. I was wondering if you would end up burying yourself down in the mines for your entire stay. That was the plan, but as luck would have it, I found something much more interesting to write about than magical crystals. It's me. How do you two know each other again? So how is it you guys know each other again?
Actually...
And then I graduated from the Mage Academy. Not the same class, but you know, it's a small place. Only you would find a massive castle small. Like Jesus. Like, The size of your typical mage school type of castle, and it's considered small. I'm avoiding names because of you-know-who. She who shall not be named. But I guess you never like to be cooped up indoors for too long. Unlike you, who'd be happy in a box as long as you could bring a book. If the box is comfy, then sure. Quinn laughs and shakes their head. So, what brings you all back to my shop? You can't possibly have time to just make social calls. That was all for now.
I'll be off then.
That's all for now. See you later, Quinn.
Take care.
Take care, and try to stay out of trouble. No promises.
Oh, and Anne,
Yes?
do drop by from time to time while you're here, won't you? I miss our game nights.
Aww. Can I join?
Okay. I'll see if I can find some time.
Perfect. I'll see you around.
Oh, and, right! I forgot there's a second interaction with Anne in this chapter. The town square is busy and buzzing with people, eager to share stories and gossip with one another. However, one lone figure stands out, staying off to the side and staring at the crowd with apprehension. Observing the human species? Planning out some new experiment, are you? I'm wounded. I thought I was your favorite guinea pig. Don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't learn anything interesting from studying the people here. You remain in as my only test subject. Quinn just insisted I take a walk and get to know the town. I honestly don't see the point, as I will be leaving this place soon. But here I am anyways. I'm not much of a fan either.
About that.
I know where you're coming from. This town is a bit hostile, backwards, bigoted. Oh yeah. I was going to go with small and old-fashioned, but sure. I don't know how Quinn stands it. Honestly, I think they actually like it here. But I'm glad that I'm not alone in my apprehension. You know what? Pretending to be sightseeing won't be so bad, now that I have some company. That way, if we get chased and is down by a mob, there will at least be two of us running. Why am I an interesting test subject? So I'm curious, what exactly is it you think you'll discover from researching Mime and me?
If things pan out right, then these experiments might yield a solution to the Empire's shortage of magic energy.
Romance. That sounds wonderful.
Great.
Wow, and that sounds wonderful. I'm glad you can see the appeal. Especially since your situation is now a key component in making this ambition a reality. As things stand now, all Taker magic creations need a source of magical energy to power them when a mage is not near. Almost all devices today are powered by magical crystals. Since there are only so many crystals to go around, this means the cost of those crystals steadily continues to rise. Which in turn gives a disproportionate amount of power to those who own the crystal mine, and since there's no alternative. Don't we know it? But you don't need a crystal. You are a completely normal, no magic human using an alchemy table without any clear power source. Or at least that's what it appears to be. If I can figure out how you do it, I mean, I might very well change the world as we know it. I thought you didn't like these people.
Really?
I thought you didn't like non-magic people. You would be putting a lot of effort into helping some people you don't care for. Oh, I don't care. Not in the slightest. But if what I'm researching becomes a great academic discovery that might benefit them, I'll take it. Yeah, so Anne's not a fan of people, which, you know, is fair. Gaining my professor title is all that matters, and I'm simply taking the quickest route to get it. And I can go back to doing whatever research I want, and the world can continue to slowly destroy itself for some other dumb reason. And that's the end of that conversation. You and Quinn?
I wonder.
You and Quinn seem to be close. Quinn is one of those people who grows on you over time and once ensnared, they'll not stop shoving all their friendship and love on you.
They are my best friend, honestly.
Yeah, she makes it sound like an annoyance at first, but she makes it very clear she doesn't mind. We were both rather quirky compared to some of the other kids growing up at the academy. Despite Quinn being a year or ahead of me, we just clicked and have remained strong friends since. Yeah, I know just how that feels. Like, one of my best friends was at school was actually a year a year behind me, but we just clicked together so well, and to this day we still talk whenever possible. Why do you want to become a professor so badly?
Tell me about...
You keep returning to this professor thing. Why do you want to become one so badly?
That makes sense.
I guess it wouldn't make much sense to someone who isn't a mage, but I'll try to explain. Once a mage has graduated from the academy, they were thrown out. Some would call it being reassigned to a Some would call it being reassigned to professional positions, but that just means we get thrown out into a job we didn't choose in a random city we don't know. Then we have to work the rest of our lives praying that we don't make a mistake that'll land us in prison or worse. Yeah, imagine how easy it must be for a mage to go to prison and unlawfully. The Mage Academy was the only place where I can be free to practice our craft without having to fear that a single mistake or misunderstanding could be the end of us. But the only people who get to stay at the academy after graduation are the professors. Those few experts who are allowed to study their craft to the benefit of all, the ones tasked with teaching the next generation. That's what I want for myself, hence my current trial. I should get back to work.
I'll be off then.
We should probably get back to the mission at hand.
Bye
You're right, the sooner we get this demon nonsense out of the way, the sooner I can begin running some tests on you and mine. I just love this whole demon thing. It's just an inconvenience to her. Okay. And she is still there, but she's not going to offer anything new. But let's get Mime's opinion.
Hi.
Hi there, Metis. Is something on your mind?
I wonder. So...
What are your thoughts about Anne?
I wonder.
Well, she seems sweet, but also really quiet. She's very focused on her research, and she only ever talks to me to ask questions about the spirit locket. It would be nice to get to know her a little better, but honestly, she doesn't seem interested in making friends. Doesn't mean she's unwilling.
I'll be off then.
Let's go!
Okay, and now we go off to the woods. Now, we have two goals here, and if you remember earlier, we made a promise to get samples. And guess what? We have a demon hunter with us now, so this is totally okay. Oof. Look at that damage. The ivy woods are silent. Everything is still among the blackened trunks and of dead trees. As if the wildlife has also, heeded the warnings to stay away. Let's search for clues.
Okay.
Right, let's go ahead and look for some clues. I'm right with you, Metis. Victoria sighs. Do you two even know what you're searching for? A clue is not just going to prevent itself as some package with a glowing sign on top of it. Not to mention, as I already told you, there's nothing here. The place is as barren and empty as it was the last time we checked, Mime. We won't find any answers here. I guess you're right. I just really hope to come back. Coming back here would. Wait, did you hear that?
I can't believe this.
Mime, I swear I will. Shh, listen. Your group falls silent and listens carefully. After a while, you pick up on the faint sound too. It sounds like a person singing. I'm starting to get that feeling again. You know, like back when the shop was burning. Yeah, remember Mime can feel the presence of spirits. I think there might be something dark ahead. Nice place for singing practice. Let's investigate. That's unusual for sure. Let's go check it out. You step forward, but Victoria's arm stops you. The tall woman's eyes hard as she stares straight ahead. Don't be a fool. Stay behind me. Yeah, remember, good advice. We are the squishies here. She walks ahead, her hand already resting on the hilt of her sword. You walk among the black trees, every step taking you closer to the sound of singing. Stepping out into a small clearing, you find a large willow tree by a small lake. It is black and dead like the rest of the forest, but among its branches sits a small sparrow. The song is coming from the bird, but it is very much the voice of a human woman, singing enthusiastically. There are stories to be told, daring and bold. in the Merry Sparrow's Inn. Below the tree, resting against the black trunk, sits a man, looking quite pleased with listening to the sparrow's performance. His eyes flicker to you only for a moment, and his smile widens.
It seems more have joined your audience, little one. Why don't you give us an encore?
The bird seems to be, perfectly understand the man, and puffs up its little chest proudly before throwing itself into another verse. Come, traveler, with your weary heart, into the dark of the lantern forest. There lies an inn with open doors, where the light is burning the brightest. Let the warmth heal your frozen bones, may the ale in our toiler's glass pour. For the pain within your broken soul, we old travelers know just the cure. There is light to be found within, there are stories to be told, daring and bold, in the Merry Sparrow's Inn. Yeah, if you're actually expecting me to actually sing, don't count on it. I am a very bad singer. Like, I'm not one of those people that'll like break glass with how bad I am, but I'm very monotone. I am not interesting to listen to. The bird finishes its song and does a tiny bow, and the stranger claps, smiling brilliantly.
Bravo! Beautifully done.
That was lovely.
That was lovely. Your friend is quite talented.
She is, isn't she?
Like, I'm a goddess. I've seen weirder stuff than the talking sparrow. I've experienced stuff weirder than the talking sparrow. The bird puffs his chest and looks awfully pleased.
Also a bit of a prima donna, but you know, comes with the territory.
It's an abomination, that's what it is.
Hey now!
Someone has cursed the bird with magic. Better put it out of its misery.
That's a little harsh, isn't it? It was just singing.
Now hold on there. There's no reason to act so rashly. The bird is not hurting anyone.
Its very existence is a breach of the law.
It's only illegal if you don't get caught.
Who's to say it doesn't carry other, more dangerous curses?
Perhaps, but if it doesn't, you'll just be killing an innocent creature. An innocent creature who just happens to be able to talk.
If someone got hurt due to our inaction, would you be able to live with that?
Here's the thing. I see Victoria's point. But at the same time, we don't have any proof that it's harmful. Like, it wasn't hurting anyone, it was just singing. And just look at us. We're not suffering any ill effects from hearing the song. Like, it might get stuck on our heads. Not likely when I'm the voice for it, but that's the most danger you got here.
You are overreacting.
Yep.
It's an enchanted bird, not some malignant spirit out to eat our souls. The world is not going to end if we let this one go.
This choice will impact your relationship with Victoria and the mysterious stranger. I really don't agree with Victoria on this. Like, again, we have no idea, we have no proof that this bird is harmful in any way, with or without intention. So, I'm going with the stranger on this.
He's right, Victoria. We can't just kill the poor thing on a mere suspicion. Not all magic has to be evil.
You.
Metis.
Ah, a voice of reason. How refreshing.
The bird flies off.
And there she goes. No doubt off to add your hero's deed to her song. Sparrows are the patrons of hero stories, after all. And they do have a soft spot for heroic deeds. And tragedy.
Yeah, this is some great world building in here. Like, we'll get more into it later. But this game storytelling does do a rather good job presenting how this world works, while still making you feel like you've lived in it.
Perhaps that is why she came to sing in this place.
That sounds like something out of the old religion.
Yeah, and this is like a cool little detail. Because we went to get her first, Anne is here. I've actually seen Z go through the scene, and he went here first, and because he did that, because he went to the mine second. Spoilers, this guy was there.
Such talk is heresy, you know.
Only if we get caught.
You're quite right. I shall ask forgiveness of the Paragons, if I ever meet one.
Like, when it comes to companions, he's kind of like my least favorite, but I still like this guy. He's really fun. Who are you?
I wonder.
Who are you?
You may call me Michael.
Yep.
As for who I am, I always find that's a question best answered over a glass of wine. No?
Perhaps later. Quite frankly, I don't drink. I just can't. I might take you up on that invitation sometime.
Oh, really?
I'd be delighted to have such interesting company. What are you doing out here?
Tell me about...
Interesting.
I was searching for the answers to a curiosity of mine. And did you find it? Did you find it? The answer then? I did. Well, what was it? That's a secret. Yeah, Z likened this guy to Zelos from Slayers, and like, I have to agree, this guy is totally like Zelos in so many ways. I'd be more afraid of losing my head if I were you. So scary. You're an odd one. You're an odd one, you know that?
Oh, really?
Lone traveler on the road to the nearest tavern is not that rare, I would imagine. I'm actually a lot more curious about you.
A villager leading a mage, a demon hunter, and a spirit into a dead forest. Sounds like a legend about to be told.
Or the start of a really bad joke.
Or the start of a joke. Hard to tell.
Again, I only just remembered that those were his words there. You're right, we are kind of an odd bunch and... Wait! You see me? Victoria's hand flies to her sword. Michael, however, only smiles lazily.
How curious.
Of course I see you. You are right here, are you not? But no one is supposed to see me, only...
What?
You're a mage? So perceptive. Gotta be careful around you. But yes, I happen to know a bit of magic, but I mostly am just a bit as a simple traveler, nothing fancy. We should know what that is by now. There's a suddenly rumbling of the earth, a deep growl cutting through the air. What in Elethros' name was that? Metis, I think this sounds like...
Blasted.
Something's coming. Stay behind me. The tall willow tree is shaking. The dark hole in the trunk retracting as if taking a deep breath. And a force of darkness bursts out towards your group. Victoria moves to parry, but the darkness blocks her way. Victoria! God damn it! She should have gone for a visceral. The shadow turns, heads straight towards you.
I think not.
A hand reaches around you and pulls you back. His hands are glowing with a sinister purple light as he commands.
Return to your true form.
The force is frozen mid-air, suspended by a bright glow. It hangs still for a moment before, much like the demon in the shop, its form expands and bursts into a shape of another demon. Insolence! You dare try to stop me? I believe you are the one rudely interrupting a private moment. I suggest you get lost. The purple glow is crackling like fire, swirling in his hands before shooting out as a blast, striking the demon and sending it back reeling. You... Metis, you know what you have to do. Three for three. Oh. No! Just like the villain screaming no. The demon roars and is sucked into the locket. Then it grows silent, the glow of the artifact slowly fading. Victoria, are you okay? You slip out of Michael's grip to rush over to Victoria, who is picking herself up with a groan. Victoria, are you okay? I am fine. Should have done a visceral. Only a wound pride. Well, at least all that's wounded. That's all that's wounded. You're a Bloodborne character after all. But you... Victoria picks up her sword and points it at Michael. Who, me? Do not play dumb. I saw what you did there. You're a mage. Oh, he's just like Anne then.
No.
He is nothing like me. To think we'd see a chaotic mage here, of all places, that is one very suspicious coincidence.
Chaotic, really? You make it sound so violent.
I see myself more as a naturalist magic user. But I should expect nothing less from a graduate of the Mage Academy.
Speak, mage. What are you doing here? Enough.
It's no coincidence that a wild mage appeared just before a demon showed up. Enough with the sword already. The demon might have been attracted to my magic, but I didn't come here to be murdered by that thing. I came because of the forest. You did? What do you know of it? The sparrows are singing about a great evil destroying the meadow. I came to see it for myself. Check if this might be some new corrupted type of nature magic.
Really?
And what is it? Did you find out what caused this?
Interesting.
I have a couple of suspicions. The fact that a powerful demon like that showed up certainly makes everything a lot more interesting. Chaotic magic?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by chaotic magic? What does that even mean? It is a term used to describe any magic that is not authorized by the Empire. Which means in this little gathering, I am actually the third individual who would fall under such category. Talk about throwing stones. Yeah, so there's an interesting insight. Chaotic doesn't necessarily mean evil. I'll get more into that later. You know about you know a lot about nature magic?
Tell me about...
You know a lot about this type of magic?
Look.
You pick up a few things here and there, living on the road like I do. Why are you doing this?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be much safer for you to stay away? Of course, but what would be the fun in that? Yeah, totally zealous. Maybe we can help each other?
So...
We're trying to figure out why these demons are showing up in town, among other things. You say they might be connected? Maybe we can help each other.
Interesting.
That little trinket of yours certainly seems useful. However, I do enjoy my head as it is right now, and your friend and your demon hunter friend sharpening her blade. As if I'd let you off that easily. You saved me. He saved me, Victoria. If he is here for some nefarious reason, would he really have helped back there? You're not wrong. Yeah, it can all... there is always the chance that this is a farce. But here's the thing. If he had a chance to kill us, he would have done so already. Like, the reason you enact a farce is to trick people into creating such an opening. I guess we can give him a chance, but one wrong move and... I know, off with my head. So what do you say? You lend us a hand and we'll keep Victoria off your back. A curious proposition. You are quite the curious person, are you not? The stranger sits closer to you and looks you over, a calculating look in his eyes that makes you feel as if he's seeing right through you. He smiles. Perhaps you are not quite so ordinary. Oh my god, he knows! Okay, so I didn't romance Michael in my previous playthrough, but we're doing that this time. You're rather curious as well. You're not quite so ordinary yourself, despite what you've said. I'd love to learn more about you.
Oh, this'll be good.
Oh, I'm sure you and I will have a chance to get to know each other very well soon enough.
Very well. I will help you out. This looks like it might turn out to be quite amusing after all.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Isn't this great, Victoria?
I'm keeping a close eye on you, Mage.
She is not amused.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Zellos 2.0.
Well, I, for one, am happy to get new friends. Welcome to the team, Michael.
Thank you, Mime.
He does sound a bit taken aback by how friendly Mime is right off the bat.
Now let's go hunt down some demons, shall we?
You're hiding something, Mage.
I am a man of many secrets, dear Victoria. You'll have to be more specific.
The reason you're here. You claim you came here to investigate the forest, but that's ludicrous. Why would you willingly put yourself at risk like that? Just, what's in it for you?
It can't possibly be because I'm concerned and want to help.
Unlikely.
So cold. Just like you, I'm here to lend a hand, so we can avoid more incidents like the forest. And as things are now, I'd say you need all the help you can get.
Just know that I'm keeping an eye on you.
I know, and how I feel for those poor eyes. Between me and the alchemist, they must be rolling around your skull, trying to keep up.
Like, he's such a smart ass, I love it. And yeah, this is Michael's favorite favorite spot, the tavern. Who would have guessed? And you'll notice that there's still a story beat in the forest. I think this is like a little side quest thing because we agreed to help Quinn and with restoring the forest, with figuring out what happened to the forest. I mean, but before we do that. The air inside the tavern is warm and pleasant. The air inside the tavern is warm, and a pleasant scent of burning wood and savory foods washes over you as you step inside. Michael is lounging by the bar, wineglass in hand, his brightly covered robes making him stand out against the mostly wooden interior.
What can I do for you?
Why, hello there, Metis. Care to join me for a drink? Sure, but I don't drink. Like, I really don't, like, my taste, I think my taste buds are way too sensitive for alcohol. Like, it's just never appealed to me, and I know it's an acquired taste, but it's just too strong for me to desire acquiring the taste, you know? Yes to the company, but a no to the drink. Perfect. Come on, have a seat then. You take a seat by Michael, who puts his glass down and to stare through you with his undivided attention.
Let's see.
So what brings you to seek me out like this? Got some curiosity you need sated? You're not much for keeping a low profile.
Tell me about...
For someone who's considered an outlaw, you're not that good at keeping a low profile, are you?
I find it's a balance you have to tread. Blend in too much, and people will think you are shifty. Be loud and colorful, and people will take notice. But if you're quiet and colorful...
Yeah, there is such a thing as hiding in plain sight.
Well, people will still notice, honestly, but there's no fun in dressing like a fugitive. If my handsome clothes are what end up getting me killed, that's a fair trade for being fashionable, is it not?
And people wonder why I do not understand fashion. Wild mage? So a wild mage, huh? Curious, are we? Don't worry, I'm not nearly as interesting as the story makes us wild ones out to be. I'm a mage, but I didn't study at the proper school, and I'm therefore considered a dangerous individual. Talk about throwing stones. I bet a bunch of those people calling you dangerous didn't go to school either. And quite a lot of them are pretty dangerous as well. But the truly dangerous ones, the ones who went to schools, big expensive ones made by the very magic they fear, studying their verses under the glow of mage lights, the irony never fails to amuse me. Why didn't you go to mage college?
I wonder...
Why is it that you never went to the academy? I thought the government had people scout out kids with the talent and bring them in. It wasn't like they didn't try. The past is not that interesting, to be honest, but it isn't exactly a cheery fairy tale either. One best not bring down the mood in such pleasant company. Maybe I'll share it with you some other time. I understand. That's understandable. Let's talk about something else then. Yeah, get to it when you're ready. Like, just because you're not saying anything doesn't mean you're being dishonest. I should get going.
See you around.
I should get back to this whole mission quest thing. Michael smiles and picks up his glass. Very well then. I'll be here if you have more questions.
How curious.
Michael, you're staring. Why are you staring?
Oh, my apologies. I was lost in thought. I've seen many spirits in my travels, but no one quite like you, Mime.
I don't think I've ever seen a traveler quite like you either. You're a lot more colorful.
I can imagine. Here's to defying expectations.
Try anything and you're dead meat. Let's get mine's opinion.
Hi.
What happened in the forest?
I have some questions.
You were acting pretty weird when we went and tapped the forest. What was that all about? Me? Weird? No, no way. So you noticed, huh? I'm sorry I was acting weird. The forest is a special place for me. It was where Victoria found me, and there are a lot of things I'd like answers to, but it's not really all that important. I'll stay on track from now on, don't worry. Hey, it's never a bad thing to, to do some self-searching.
I wonder...
I would like to talk about our companions. Michael.
Tell me about...
What do you think about this Michael fellow? He's great fun to be around. He's always smiling and positive and doesn't seem to mind my spiritness at all. I feel like he's hiding something though, like... I notice him sometimes staring off into space and he just looks so sad. I hope we can become friends and we can help him with whatever he's struggling with. Hopefully before Victoria murders him. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's go.
I'll be off then.
You should get back to work.
Let's go!
Right, back to work. Sealing demons, saving the world, all that stuff.
So, Anne, I take it you're from the Mage Academy.
That would be correct. And you are a wild mage, an unauthorized practitioner of magic.
Saying it like that makes it sound a lot more exciting than it is.
Don't you ever get tired? Being on the run, having to live your life in secret? It sounds exhausting.
What can I say? I just really don't like doing homework.
Word. I never really got into homework either. That said, you did tend to have good grades in school because I was one of those nerds who paid attention in class. Anyway, back to the woods because there was something that we were supposed to do that we didn't. The forest is quiet, save for the sound of the companions following you. Victoria does not look pleased to be out here again. Let's hurry up and get those samples so we can get back. But it's so pretty out here. You're saying we can't even stay for a bit to enjoy the view? How disappointing. Victoria just shoots you a wicked glare. You pick up the samples you need for Quinn and leave. Alright, and new story beat. You can obviously guess what this is for.
Welcome back.
Oh, Metis, you're back already? What can I do for you? I have your samples.
We did it.
We went out to the forest and gathered your samples. Can you use them to figure out what happened to the forest?
It's wonderful.
Metis, this is amazing! I should be furious you went out there, though. At least you didn't go alone. It's just, I can't help but feel something bad is about to happen. It is like a slow storm rolling in, and I cannot stop it. I'll get straight to work. I'll let you know as soon as possible, as I've learned anything new. That's all for now.
I'll be off then.
Take care.
Okay, one more story beat.
Welcome back.
Hello there, Metis. Welcome back. Did you need something? I have the ingredients from Quinn.
So...
I picked up the ingredients from Quinn. It won't refill our stock, but it should be enough to get us started.
Well done.
Excellent. Yes, these will do nicely. Are you ready to give that alchemy locket of yours a try, then? Let's do it.
I'll do it.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Alright, now, this is a bit of a fun puzzle side quest. we're going to make things. Now, what I do in these situations is I try to get every single is I try to get everything I can. Yeah, and if you do enough of these, and you get interactions with Elizabeth. That's why we get them all. Okay, so 2 ingredients or less, 2 turns, and 2 ingredients or less. Whoops. We're not doing that yet. There we are. 2 ingredients, 2 turns.
You did it!
And I do like that you can that you can just keep it on the potion that you want to make. Okay. Mix. Actually, let's start that over. I goofed up. Mix. There. Create.
Another discovery!
Ooh! I wasn't expecting that, to get them all at once. I thought I would just get 3. Okay, this one.
Whoa, look at that!
God damn. Okay, headache remedy, strong headache remedy, mosquito repellent. They owe us a little more than they realize, don't they? Okay,
Another discovery!
Strong mosquito repellent. Oh, God. What requires strong mosquito repellent? I guess that's just like if it gets really bad or something. Oh no, I goofed a bit, but easily fixable. Mix.
Whoa, look at that!
Sleeping Draught. 1 turn or less. Yeah, this is what I was expecting for the other one. And, For 1 turn or less, it's common to it's common to just like go for 3 ingredients. There we are. Mosquito. Sleeping draught. No, let's do that better. Oh no.
Another discovery!
Eternal sleep. Yeah, it's impossible to do that with 2 ingredients, so therefore only 2 stars on this one. But that's a name, don't you think? Eternal sleep. A very strong sleep potion. It's hard to tell when the user will wake up, if ever. So, like, you use this, and your victim is as good as dead. Or pretty much comatose. Oh no, wait, I can do this with 2... Oh. Done for now? Very well. You step away from the table and glance over your recipe book. There are still new potions for you to discover. Perhaps you should come back and I can try to fill it out later? You might impress Elizabeth. Yeah, we're going back in. Sorry. Very well, let us get to work then. There and there. Gotcha.
Another discovery.
1 turn or less. And notice it's a healing potion. Too bad we didn't know how to make that earlier, right? And there we are. That's I believe that's all we can do right now. Yeah, that is all we can do right now. It will be updated later.
Whoa, look at that!
And another recipe perfected. Wow, Metis, you're quite good at this.
Thank you, dear.
I must agree. Well done, dear. This should be enough to keep us going for a while. Can I have a potion? Glad to help.
Happy to help.
Always happy to help.
About that.
But since we're taking a break, I've been wondering, Elizabeth, about this locket. How did it come to be in your shop? I've been wondering about that myself.
I have some questions.
It obviously isn't a normal alchemy table.
I see.
Always so perceptive. I guess I owe you an explanation. You are correct. Our old alchemy table wasn't just any table. It was always a spirit locket, one which I had altered to resemble a normal table, so I could hide it here within our shop. That's some skill, just so you know. Like, to make something that tiny appear so big. Breaking the law, were we? Elizabeth, I didn't realize you had it in you. Breaking the law like that. Save your jives, Metis. I obtained the locket legally. In fact, the locket you now hold was mine to use when I once worked as an alchemist under the Paragon of Eridus. You used to work for the Empire?
Yes.
Many years ago, yes. I come from a long line of alchemists, and like you, was a promising talent. So when the Empire was in dire need of people with our skills, I volunteered. I worked so many years together with the Knights of Eridus.
I wonder.
Oh, could it be? Was that how you met Alethea? That's right. She and I were once assigned into the same mission, and well, the rest is history. She has her reasons for not telling us, come on.
I wonder.
What kind of mission needs both an alchemist and a knight? That's probably a story for another time. The work was not nearly as glamorous as the Empire would make it out to be. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to stay, so I left, taking the locket with me. I haven't seen Alethea since. You did the right thing.
About that.
You did the right thing, listening to your heart.
I appreciate it.
I agree, I had to leave. However, that also meant that my time with Alethea came to an end.
Curious.
This last encounter was the first time I had seen her in years. There is no reason to rip up in old wounds, so I've been keeping it a secret. But now I think we're all tired. We can talk more about this some other time. Elizabeth looks a bit shaken as she gets up and leaves. Aww. Poor Elizabeth. It sounds like she's been through a lot. I wonder if she still loves her. Alethea, I mean. I think she does.
Well...
I think she does. At least some part of her.
Got it.
So sad, but also beautiful in a way. It's odd. Anyway, that's enough of this. We should get back to work. And we still have that story beat. It's getting late. Are you ready to retire for the night? Yeah, and here's how it goes when you end the day normally. Like with the prologue, you move the plot along. You move the plot along naturally. Here, you can just go on into the end of the chapter, and that's what we're going to do right now. The sun is setting over the town of Anemone Valley, and you and your strange group of companions have returned to the alchemy shop. As everyone gets settled, you and Elizabeth stand together, observing this strange group.
Well, child, when I originally sent you out to bring back ingredients, this is not what I had in mind.
We can still work with it, right?
Mage, you keep your hands to yourself.
Wow.
I won't have you cooking up some vile magic using the remains of this shop.
I was simply trying to be a helpful guest, picking up some of the debris. But if you don't trust my abilities, perhaps Anne would be so kind as to use some of her tinker magic to fix this.
I specialize in magic-infused items, Michael. I can't just repair any chair or table I come across.
So you have specialized mages for fixing a table?
Well, of course not. The mages specializing in furniture do both chairs and tables. Don't be absurd.
I do kind of get what I do kind of get what Michael is getting at here, like using magic for such a mundane thing when you can just get a repairman or something. And, like, jeez. I want to make a comparison, but I don't think it's quite a fair comparison.
And you wonder why I don't get magic from the Mage Academy.
Well, you never know. You might need to repair a table at some point and not have the hammer on hand. Elizabeth sighs.
It seems every time I send you outside on an errand, you return with more and more eccentric characters.
That's how we do it here.
I fear I should put you on house arrest.
Aw, can't I keep them?
I did used to pick up strays when I was a kid. Remember?
I'd say this is a bit more serious than a stray kitten. I understand why you brought these people here, and I respect Victoria's judgment. I just worry all of this activity will draw unwanted attention to us.
There's a sudden knock on the door and the conversation dies. Speak of the devil.
This is strange. Who could that be at this hour?
Someone with a really punchable face! Ah, crap, I forgot to read that. This is another gripe I have. It does miss some of the stuff a visual novel should have. Like a log and such. Because sometimes I accidentally skip over stuff like I did just now, and it would just be convenient to have a log there. But maybe, I don't know what it was. Maybe they were running out of time. Maybe they were having difficulty figuring that one out. I don't know, but it just would have been nice to have some of the usual visual novel essentials. The imposing figure of Goldner forces his way in, sneering at the group that awaits him inside.
Good evening, Madam Alchemist. I hope you don't mind a bit of a surprise visit.
Such a punchable face. Two more men step up into the shop. Their figures imposing as they push past the mine owner into the shop. Blech. Elizabeth keeps her cool, but you notice her knuckles turning white as she clutches her cane. Like, honestly, kudos to Elizabeth for being patient for this long.
Messer Goldner. What an unexpected surprise. What brings you here at this late hour?
Yes, for what do we owe this unexpected visit? There's a crash as one of the men roughly pushes the remains of the bookshelf aside in order to make his way into the kitchen. Goldner grins smugly.
Merely the concerns of a good neighbor. You see, the lads and I have been quite distraught about these strange occurrences.
So you're deciding to destroy property that doesn't belong to you, that's pretty much already been destroyed.
First the forest, and then this strange fire. And now it has come to our attention that an outlander is sneaking around somewhere in town.
Oh, what now?
We were merely concerned and wanted to check in on you, to make sure he hasn't been hiding out somewhere in the remains of your shop.
Here's a crash out back, the sound of something shattering. Yeah, I'm not even gonna be sarcastic about this.
I think it's time for you and your friends to leave.
There's an uncomfortable silence as the man slowly turns to you. His eyes are cold with contempt.
I remember you. You were down at the flower shop as well. Magic filth plotting together, are you? No wonder we citizens have to take matters into our own hands.
I'm not even gonna joke like I'm putting this guy in his place.
You are such a hypocrite. The magic ore running below this town is what made you rich. And you have the nerve to call us filthy? What in the world does that make you, Miss Eyre?
That would make you lower than filth, wouldn't it?
You filthy little.
And yet you essentially make money off of me. You know, as soon as the words leave your mouth that you've struck a nerve. Goldner's face contorts into something ugly as he raises his hand. Smack!
That is quite enough.
Elizabeth moves way too quickly for such an old lady, her cane smacking the man's hand roughly away before he can hit you.
I have tolerated your abhorrent behavior for the sake of keeping things civil, but I will not tolerate you laying even a finger on my apprentice.
Can we shove your cane where the sun don't shine? We have the money to buy you a new cane, right? We can just shove it right up there, leave it there. Get you a whole new cane. You heard this tone in Elizabeth's voice. You've never heard... Blah! Almost breaking the context again. You have never heard this tone in Elizabeth's voice. Ever. Sure, you have seen her mad, but this is something entirely different. A level of absolute raw fury that makes even the man before her shrink back under her assault.
This is...
Yes?
Don't you dare speak like this to me. Do you even understand what you're doing?
Oh, I understand perfectly. Now, be so kind as to get lost.
Yeah! The man looks furious, eyes flickering between you and your teacher. I'm not gonna call them on this. You heard the lady. You stand beside Elizabeth, giving her your full support.
You heard the lady. Time for you to leave, Miss Eyre.
The guys from the back return and take in the scene, looking a bit unsettled by the angry alchemists. They immediately join Goldner on either side, standing tall and intimidating. Goldner smirks smugly.
You really have some nerve talking to me like that.
Bigotry deserves no respect.
Be grateful we have other matters to attend to tonight. But this is not the end of this.
Oh, it most certainly isn't. I have plans for you. He leaves, his goons following right along behind him. There's a collective sigh of relief in the room when the door slams shut. He leaves. Elizabeth lets out a low chuckle and slumps against her cane, looking awfully pale. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Come here, let's sit down. Elizabeth chuckles as you carefully guide her over to a chair so she can sit down for a moment. No need to fret, child. I'm fine. Just a bit more excitement than I'm used to, that's all. It is my own fault, though, for not wanting to admit sooner that this was the obvious outcome. That man has been on our case for years now, always looking for a chance to get in and wreak havoc on our hard-won peace.
That seems odd.
Just who are they looking for, anyway? What did they mean by Outlander? They are a people of mountain dwellers living beyond the borders of the Alethian Empire. They are a reclusive society that rarely interacts with any of their neighboring states. The fact that one of them even shows up here at this time, it's highly suspicious.
A stranger far away from home, caught in a local conflict due to their race. How very predictable.
Indeed. We gotta find them first and get some answers. Very suspicious. We should go find this person and get some answers.
You do realize.
What, you want to go outside? Don't you think it's best we stay out of this? As we're already in way too much trouble for my liking. Come now, my dear, Anne, my dear. Where's your hero spirit? Your poor fellow was out there in the city being chased by an angry mob. Don't you want to lend a hand? Anne just glares at him dully, then sighs. I guess we could go take a look.
Okay.
I agree that catching this person seems to be in our interest. But we could have gone anywhere. But he could have gone anywhere in town by now. Outlanders are magical beings, though, right? So shouldn't a hunter like you be able to track him down?
About that.
You should at least give it a try, right? We might have important information that could help us. I'm loath to admit it, but I agree with you, Mime.
We don't have a lot of time, but paragons help you if any of you try something funny.
Fun? In your presence? Perish the thought.
You head out into the streets and begin your search. Victoria takes the lead, hand firmly planted on the hilt of her sword, and eyes hard and focused. The streets are quiet at this late hour, and you notice nothing suspicious on your way to the market square.
So, Victoria, you can sense magic as well?
I guess that explains how you found me out in the forest back then. Actually, hunters can't sense magic. It is the swords they carry that guide them towards chaotic magic. They are holy weapons, forged by rituals following the teachings of Izith, the paragon and founder of the Mage Academy. I guess I shouldn't be surprised you would know about these practices, Anne.
Hunters did save my life by bringing me to the academy, so I've made it a point to be well informed.
Saved your life, huh? Also, Michael, would you stop that? I'm trying to concentrate.
I just kind of imagine Michael just like going, just like poking at her, and he's like, "What? I'm not doing anything." You turn to Michael, who's smirking innocently, a little purple flame dancing in his palm.
Sorry. I was just curious as to how effective the holy weapon of yours was.
Honestly, all I see is a piece of dragon bone strapped to the hilt of your sword.
Really?
Dragon bone? It's quite the rare material. The dragons have been gone for centuries, after all. But it's quite popular in the use of weapon making, since it provides the wielder with a bit of an edge, so to say, over magical opponents.
Don't be absurd. Dragons? Really? That sounds like a fairy tale. Victoria, don't you agree?
Well, she's from Bloodborne. She could have fought a dragon something. But Victoria doesn't answer. Her head snapping to the side, and at the same time as Mime's ears perk up in attention. Guys, I'm sensing another sudden burst of spirit energy. In that instant, a familiar kid comes shooting around the corner, wide-eyed and out of breath.
Alchemist! I'm so glad I found... I was going to the alchemy shop, but... Ronan, my brother, I saw him.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay? You aren't hurt or anything? Kim shakes his head, still wheezing, trying to get his breath under control.
Well?
My brother. He was with a group of people, and they were all dragging this tall guy with them. I followed them out of town, looking like... it looked like they went into the mines. I'm going to still express concern here. Like, he's just a kid. He shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have tried to follow. That was dangerous, following them like that. You shouldn't take such risks. What if they had spotted you? I guess you're right, but I didn't want to lose him again.
You're going after them now, aren't you? I want to come along as well.
You've done enough.
Actually...
You've done enough, Kim. Please trust us that we can do our work now, too.
Fine. I'll leave it to you, but... please, take care, okay?
Kim leaves and you follow his directions to the mines. You arrive and head inside, the faint glow of crystals the only thing lighting your way. Once you go in further, you notice someone standing guard. You're pretty sure you've seen him around town, buying flowers from Quinn's shop. But now his expression is empty, eyes unfocused like he isn't entirely there.
Yep. That one's definitely influenced by a spirit.
This is bad. If he sees us, he'll alert whoever is in there. There's no obvious way to sneak up on him either. Don't you know some alchemy remedy that might help us out? Maybe something that will knock him out for a bit? That's not a bad idea. Though you should probably be careful not to hurt him. You say that, but witnesses are such a hassle. Zealous 2.0. Yeah, and here's where we get to apply some alchemy to gameplay. We can make either a sleeping draft or eternal sleep. We're going with a sleeping draft. Like, it's not this guy's fault he's like this. Next. Use this potion. You craft the potion and then take a moment to weigh the vial in your hands before you throw it into the cave. The glass shatters and a thin and white mist spreads. The guard looks around startled, making a move to run, and then immediately slumps forward, collapsing on the floor. Hopefully not onto the glass. It would actually be much nicer if it was grass, wasn't it?
Well, isn't this neat?
That was effective. Alchemy can be kinda scary. He'll be fine.
Actually...
Don't worry, I'm sure the potion only knocked him out.
Oh, really?
Fascinating. It makes me curious as just what other kind of stuff this harmless type of magic is capable of. Oh, we'll see. Don't get any ideas. We should move while we still have the elements of surprise. Always so cold. Very well, let's go. You wander deeper into the mines. The passage ends in an open cave. Hiding behind a pile of big rocks, someone is standing in the center. A man with his knee is on the cold cave floor. A man is on his knee is on the cold cave floor, and before them stands Ronan, and in his frightening demon form. Like, look at that.
You have to excuse my lack of manners, but I am growing impatient. Me and my brethren here have been waiting quite a while for this moment. And your stubborn hero charade is honestly starting to piss me off.
By the way, notice how the thing in his hand kinda looks like a weapon? Wonder if that's what he stabbed us with.
So, I will ask you, for the last time, how do we break the seal?
The man on the ground is unlike anyone you have ever seen before. His skin is a colorless gray, hair white as snow, but along his exposed arm runs glowing blue markings like crystal ore, and when he looks up to glare at the demon, his eyes are alight with the same gemstone glow.
You are fooling yourself if you think I'd ever bargain with a demon. Your end will come soon enough, and you will return to your prison once more.
Like, this guy just sounds cool, doesn't he? Ronan lets out a low cackle.
And you believe that you will be the one to do that? The valiant hero swooping in to save the day? How well is that working out for you?
Yeah, he is kind of a bit of a damsel in distress right now, isn't he?
My failure is my shame to bear. I cannot change that. But I refuse to add any more regrets to my name. I will tell you nothing.
And it's good that there are other ways for me to gain your cooperation.
With a wave of his hand, a demon appears at his side, tall and lanky with soulless eyes, staring down at the Outlander almost hungrily. The Outlander looks mildly queasy, but hides it well behind a sneer.
So you intend to have this one possess me? You don't have the courage to do so yourself.
I usually prefer to be more hands-on. However, this body I'm inhabiting still has its uses, so I can't give it up quite yet.
That's such a villain line to say.
Do not fear, though. My brother here is quite capable of the task.
Brother as in comrade or brother as in an actual relative? Just saying, I can believe both. The demon moves in and the Outlander tries to shift away, but there's nowhere to go. You observe the cave carefully, feeling a spark of nerve settle in your stomach. So this is what you agreed to, back when you made the deal with Alethea. These demons are not kidding around. You know from first-hand experience, yet something has to be done. Your answer will impact the story going forward. I am ready for this. I accept the path I have chosen, and I will emerge victorious. I am afraid that I've taken on too much, but I will push through my fears to do what is right. Yeah, I'm a goddess. Let's go. You step into the room boldly.
Enough of this, Ronan. This ends here. I won't allow you to hurt any more people.
Ronan's red eyes turn to you, and his head tilts curiously to the side with a wicked grin.
Well, if it isn't the little alchemist. I could have sworn I'd left you dead in a ditch not too long ago. How interesting. Well, that gives me a welcome opportunity to thank you. If it hadn't been for your timely arrival back in that alley, I would never have succeeded in possessing this foolish human properly.
What?
But, alas, you are not useful to me now. So it's time for you to die. For real this time.
Come on! I don't have any more continues left!
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I agree. After all, it would be a hassle if my guinea pig was to die before I even got to start my research.
You and Mime do what you have to do. We'll make sure you're not interrupted.
Let's do this.
Let's do it indeed. Okay. We've got what we want we got what we want to appear. So do that. Oh no, we didn't have what we want up there. Oh no, we did. We did.
Pathetic.
This is... It seems I underestimated you, Alchemist. Trust me when I say that will not happen again. The man disappears into the shadows. You turn to the stranger on the ground, who watches you curiously. Are you alright? You rush over to the man on the ground and begin to work begin the work of untying his bindings. Are you okay? He didn't hurt you, did he? You ask, concerned, and freeze when he looks up at you, those glowing eyes piercing right through your soul.
Thank you.
I'm fine, thank you. Your help is most appreciated. Romancing everyone! Glad I could help.
I'm glad.
You're welcome. I'm glad we arrived in time. You untie the bind and tell him to stand, and help him to stand. His hand feels warm in yours as in the brief moment they touch, and he smiles gratefully. Mercy smiled on me when and she sent such a capable assistant my way. Such capable assistance my way. He looks past you to where the others are standing, and he bows his head deeply.
I'm most grateful to all of you. That was quite a dangerous situation I found myself in.
Yeah, you really got yourself in your fine mess there. Just who are you? And how did you end up captured by such fine people?
My name is Caden. And as for how I came to be here, I was trying to help stop these demons leaking out of their prison. However, my efforts seem to have done nothing more than make the situation worse.
So you had something to do with the demons escaping into town?
Victoria's hand is already reaching toward her sword, and Michael tuts.
How about we let the man talk before you draw that thing?
That's new.
You said you were trying to stop the demons from escaping some prison? Does that mean the spirits were locked away somewhere nearby? That is correct. This underground cavern hosts one of the few known demon prisons within the borders of the Alathian Empire. So basically, our entire village is on top of Demon Alcatraz. The underground crystal ore seems to be used to form a protective seal, not unlike how the goddess of mercy won the final battle of the dragons by casting a spell. Can you explain? What are you talking about? Goddess of mercy? This isn't making any sense for me. Could you please explain?
I don't understand.
You don't know? How's that possible? Maybe the Dags use other terms? These are all legends of the old religion. I'm afraid, my tall friend, that you will have to fill us in, as these stories are not commonly told among the people in this land anymore.
How curious.
Well, that's puzzling.
I suppose I can give it a try, though I am no bard.
A great many centuries ago, before there were humans or outlanders, the Elder Ones who inhabited the continent were at war with the ancient dragons. The war ended when one of the seven gods, the goddess of mercy, cast a spell that sealed away the spirits of the dragons for good. That story that he briefly describes kind of brings to mind the Titanomachia, if any of you know your Greek mythology. The war between the gods and the Titans. The world was finally at peace, and she and her brethren disappeared. This legend inspired many powerful mages in centuries to come. They strived to create similar spells to get rid of unfavorable spirits, and these ancient spells relied on the crystals that occur naturally beneath this continent to fuel their seal. My people hold records over many such spirit prisons spread out across the continent, one of which reside under this valley. When we became aware that humans were now mining this resource, we suspected that it might have unfavorable consequences. Oops. It weakened the seal. Exactly.
I came here to mend the damage that had been done. Though, looking back now, I probably should have gone about this differently. I had brought with me an artifact for the task, and was in the midst of performing the ritual to mend the rift, when one of the miners interrupted me. I'm actually not too sure what happened after. The ritual failed, and I woke up in that man, Goldner's estate.
Ugh. My sympathies.
I learned that he was the one in charge of the mining activity, and tried to explain the situation to him. However, he proved to be quite difficult.
So Goldner's to blame for this mess?
So Goldner's the one who's to blame for the demons? Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, really.
That blasted idiot refused to listen to reason. Kept me locked up for days. And when I finally made a lucky escape, he and his goons chased me all across town, and I lost them. but then ran straight into those demon-possessed humans and, well, you know the rest.
Looks like you've had a real stellar introduction to the outside world.
Yeah, welcome to the top world. Enjoy your stay. We got souvenirs.
How shocking.
This is all so much new information, my head's spinning. Dragon spirits? The mines? What are we going to do about all this?
We have to save the seal.
We have to do something about this seal. Making sure no more demons escape should be our first priority.
Do you think we should ask Alithia for help? I mean, I know you're an awesome knight, Victoria, but would it make more sense to have, I don't know, more people here?
I am afraid it's not that simple. While I do think Caden's story is worth looking into, the people in charge of the Knights aren't easily going to dispatch people and possibly cause panic. Not when the only witness is a foreigner.
Yeah, so adding xenophobia on top of racism.
Well, what do you know, Victoria? I didn't think I'd see the day a knight would admit the system was corrupt. Honesty suits you.
Yeah, this is an interesting insight. I like that Victoria isn't just your average stick in the mud.
Oh, get lost, Michael. I never said the Empire was perfect, but unlike you, I prefer to make positive changes while keeping order, instead of simply burning the whole thing down.
I'm under the opinion that order is just several several instances of chaos that make a pattern.
You say that as if the world weren't already on fire.
Is no one going to address the fact that all of this is based on, what, a legend?
You never know. All legends have some form of truth, even if they're not even if it turns out they're not as fantastical.
Dragons and spells of some forgotten goddess, none of this is based on factual information.
Or could it be?
The records kept by my people are not lacking. If you want proof, then I am sure we can cross-reference it with any of this town's records.
That's going to be difficult.
I don't follow.
Back before our dear Academy mage was born, the Empire decided keeping records was too troublesome. It's much easier to appear competent after all, when all proof of your past mistakes disappears. So all such documents were destroyed.
Yeah, sounds about right, doesn't it? Why admit you made a mistake when you can just erase every bit of evidence of that mistake?
Whatever records they might have had in this town, they are gone. Together with the people who wrote them.
So the people would willingly destroy their own history? That's madness.
That's Sparta! Sorry I couldn't resist this, but yeah, he does have a point.
Welcome to human society.
Indeed. I trust Caden.
His story does seem to match up with what we've experienced, and I don't see any reason why he would lie. I trust him for now. His story at least warrants some investigation, don't you agree?
I still think this is a waste of time, but whatever. Do as you please.
With Anne appeased for the moment, Victoria turns to the Outlander, questions in her eyes.
You mentioned some kind of spell that could stop this?
I brought an artifact with me that has the power needed to mend tears and seals like these. If I'd succeeded in stabilizing it, then things could have gone back to the way they were. As long as no one went and broke it again.
Did you say powerful artifact?
Calm down, girl.
Anne, please calm yourself. You'll scare the man.
The artifact is one of my people's most valuable treasures. However...
Well, what are you waiting for? Hand it over so I can take a look.
That's not good.
Goldner took it, didn't he?
Of course he did.
He did. I have no idea where he might have taken it.
Great. Now what?
Now we commit felonies. If it's already stolen.
I mean, if the artifact is already stolen, then it's hardly a crime if we go and steal it back, right?
You know, we can't just waltz into the man's home and steal something.
Or can we?
As a noble, no doubt he has all sorts of security to protect himself.
Details.
You're right. We should just kill this Goldner guy and stop the mining. That would be the easy solution.
I'm not complete. I admit I'm not completely for Michael's plan here, but it's a tempting offer.
How in the world is that a better solution?
We get rid of Goldner?
No one will have to die if we work smart.
Yeah, that's true.
And trust me, you wouldn't survive the aftermath of such a scandal.
Oh, yes.
Spoil sport.
We'll find a way to get the artifact back from Goldner, but we're going in with a proper plan. There's still much about this whole situation that's too unclear.
Well, if information is what we're after... Caden, you've got to go through as much of this ritual as you can with me. I also need some detailed descriptions of this artifact we're looking for.
Okay, I'll go. There's no need to pull on me like that.
Go, girl!
Guess we're going back to the shop?
Indeed.
I wonder what Elizabeth is going to say to all of this.
She'll act like she's pissed, but she'll probably be amused. She's used to it by now.
With the way things have been going lately, I'd say she's grown used to these sort of things happening.
Did someone ever really get used to this?
Humans can get used to anything.
Such a strange group on such a strange quest. I wonder what will become of us all.
You leave the mines and return to the shop for the night. Chapter 2. A Broken Legacy. You dream that night. A dream of a sparrow and a raven sitting side by side, an owl dead beneath their branch. The woods are dark, the trees eerier still, and from their depths steps a man wearing a deer skull as a mask. This is only the beginning. You awake with a start, breathing heavily as mists of the nightmare fade from your vision. Mima is still asleep, or is she? Do spirits even sleep? You're not sure, but she doesn't stir even as you rise from your bed. The cover is feeling damp and suffocating. Ew. You step outside your room to breathe. Your little quest comes to a halt, however, when you spot another resident to wake at this late hour. Victoria slips out the door of the shop, and you stand for a moment, weighing your options before you decide to follow. Staying as quiet as possible, you follow Victoria out into the alley behind the shop.
Victoria. I am ready to hear your report.
You listen in as Victoria relays the day's activities to her commander.
This is where we stand. I believe our next course of action should be to file for a warrant of the Goldner estate, to retrieve the sword and...
That would hardly be a swift solution, would it, Victoria? To file such a request and get it approved might take weeks. And let's not forget, we'd need to disclose the reason why this magical artifact would have been entrusted to you, instead of simply being destroyed.
But the protocol...
Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where alternative measures must be taken. If what this Outlander says is true, and the situation can be resolved by completing this ritual, then that is now your highest priority.
With all due respect, Commander, this magic, we know nothing about it. It's as chaotic as it comes. If the Paragon knew about this...
I have already informed him of the situation, and he agrees with my assessment.
What?
The Paragon agrees. The sacrifice is worth it to keep the peace. Things are not as stable in the capital as they appear to be. An incident like this could cause a lot of unnecessary stress.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
I won't get into political details. Just know that this is by far the better option.
Rattles fewer cages, right?
Politics, huh?
Do you understand your orders?
I do.
Very well. I will be awaiting your report of a successful mission, then.
The image disappears, and you can no longer see Victoria's expression in the dark. Approach. You step out from your hiding spot and approach Victoria, who lets out a sigh. Just how long have you been standing there? Politics, huh? Long enough to understand that this crisis is all some political game for your boss. That's not... Oh, who am I kidding? Victoria lets out a heavy sigh. And it seems there's no other way than to go through with this break-in. Damn it, this is not how I wanted this to go. Don't feel bad, Goldner's an ass. I mean, he is. It does feel to be the best option we have.
Actually...
We have limited options. This seems to be the best we've got. I don't disagree, but this is not how things should work.
I do not want to be the judge of who or what deserves punishment. People's opinions are flawed. I am flawed. The system ensures that I don't make a mistake.
Your choice will impact Victoria's path going forward. Yeah, this is an interesting insight into Victoria. She's not just your average stick in the mud. There's a reason she is so hung up on what's legal and what it's not. She considers herself too flawed to be trusted with important decisions. So she trusts in the law to make that decision for her. She trusts in the law to be right. She's trying to put trust into a power she believes is greater than her. Power beyond human what's the word I'm looking for? Power beyond human reasoning, as it were. But here's the thing. Humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. You've heard that one before? So while we do need the law, we need the law for a stable society. The system is made by people too. Morality does not equate to legality. And that's why we change laws all the time. The more we learn, the more we follow what is actually right, what was considered right before, gets put into perspective and appears less right in comparison. But I'm blathering.
about that.
Well, the system isn't perfect either. If we all agreed that murder was okay, then that would be a law, but it wouldn't be right. I think being able to assess your own morals and stand up to the people in power when you think they are wrong is a true form of courage. Victoria is silent for the longest time, mulling over your words. I don't agree with you. How can a society work without any rules? Well, it can't. But rules have to be subject to change. If rules don't change, we can't change. And it's change that makes us great, isn't it? We can't, if we don't change, we're stagnant. And if we're stagnant, that's just slow death. Why should my morals be more valid than anyone else's? Victoria sighs. Why are we discussing this? No matter, go back to bed. I have work to do. Romance. Can I sleep? We're going to be a little flirtatious here, lighten the mood a bit. I gotten a bit too philosophical. How can I possibly sleep? Knowing you are out here all by your lonesome when I could instead be at your side? Victoria cracks her knuckles.
I am not getting paid enough for this.
If you're having trouble sleeping, I'm sure I can find a solution for that. A fun solution? Right, I'll go to bed. Clever choice. Victoria disappears down the street, and you return to your room with a sigh. As you get up to face a new day, the sound of the valley awakening and waking up is strikingly normal. But things are not what they used to be. Your mind no longer lingers on the mundane issues like your upcoming graduation or the flower festival. Instead, it dances around these strange new companions you have gathered, and the quest ahead of all of you. Mime, too, seems to be in a more serious mood. She is sitting by a broken window, staring out to the street, with a faraway look in her eyes. Penny for your thoughts?
Hi.
Good morning, Mime. What's gotten you so wrapped up and thought this early? Ah, good morning. Nothing that interesting, really.
About that.
This really went and took a turn on us, didn't it? An ancient spirit prison, huh? This is all so much bigger than I thought. I think because you turned out okay, it didn't really occur to me just how many people would be hurt by this. How many are going to end up like that kid, Kim, losing someone they care about to this madness?
I wonder.
You tackled the incident with Ronan yesterday so confidently. You didn't seem to doubt even for a second that we would be able to handle the situation. Meanwhile, all I could think about was how I could get away. You can do this. I know it.
This is it.
We can beat this. We have an awesome team behind us, and I have you. I'm sure we'll end up victorious.
Are you sure?
I hope you're right. Really do. Anyway, that's not really important right now. We should meet up with the others. Oh, my baby. It doesn't take long before your group of companions have gathered in the small shop. Some more awake than others. Victoria is sitting in the corner, sipping on a coffee, looking a bit haggard, like she didn't sleep at all.
Are you okay, Victoria? You look a bit...
What our dear spirit friend is trying to say is, you look like you have been coughed up by a cat.
Wow. What a metaphor. Victoria's eyes twitches.
I'm fine.
Or was that a simile? Simile is where you liken something to something, right? But a metaphor is when you present it as something.
I was up all of last night investigating this Goldner's mansion. I'm afraid Anne's guess was correct. The place is heavily guarded, and I sensed magic somewhere inside as well.
What a hypocrite.
Traps? Or something else? That man is quite a hypocrite, isn't he? Hating magic, but then turning around and using it to protect himself.
Indeed.
I agree. However, that doesn't make the situation any less difficult.
What about you, our tall friend? Anything useful to add about how you escaped that place?
As an agent of my people, you can imagine that I'm not entirely without skill myself. Going back in, however, if it wasn't due to the gravity of our situation, I would never consider it.
That's bad.
It's a great risk, but we have no choice. We need that artifact now. Failure is not an option, which means I'm going to need your assistance. All of you.
Wait, what?
I need your help.
There is a moment of stunned silence as the word sinks in. Sinks in.
I did not expect that. Did the knight herself really just ask for our help?
That she did?
Does this mean you actually think of us as a team?
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still think the lot of you are dangerous individuals who must be watched. However...
I did not mean to skip over Mime's dialogue like that. I am sorry. Aw, you need us. We're happy to help.
We're happy to help. Just tell us what we need to do.
We need a way in. We need to deal with any guards and traps we encounter. And we need to locate the artifact.
I'm sure someone working for Goldner would know where he'd store an artifact like that. I've seen his guards hang around the tavern at night. A bit of friendly eavesdropping might be enlightening.
Taverns are traditionally a good place to get information.
As for any magical items we might come across, I'm sure our resident Tinker Mage will be quite capable of handling that.
Wait, what?
You wanted to know more about this Outlander artifact as well, did you not?
Well, yes, but...
If that's settled, perhaps we can use alchemy to get inside. It worked quite well down in the tunnels, and Elizabeth might have some ideas if we go ask her.
We only need 100 more sleeping potions, right?
That's... actually not a bad plan, Mime.
Hey, if I get to work, I might be able to finish until sundown. Before sundown.
That's great! Ooh, this is so exciting! It's starting to sound like we're going on some grand adventure together. Do we need a team name? Legendary heroes always have a team name. Something cool, like the Valiant Victors, or maybe the Demon Detectives.
Ah, my baby. That's wow.
Demon Detectives, huh? That's, quite the name.
It's pretty cool, right?
No.
It's certainly unique.
I'm not sure I'm following this weird topsider tradition.
If we're a team, can I then veto this? I veto this.
You guys are no fun.
But tell me, Anne, what was life like at the Academy?
Why do you ask? I thought you were confident the Academy was a horrible mage prison.
Yes. But that doesn't mean I know how you felt growing up there. I thought your perspective would be valuable to consider.
That's rather pragmatic of you. Very well, I'll bite. The Academy is a wonderful place. A safe haven for mages to study and research without fear of the ignorant masses who wish us harm. Everything's in perfect balance, just like Izith intended. Does that answer your question?
It certainly confirms that they brainwashed the lot of you. That's for sure.
That's it. I'm done talking to you.
Ouch. That's gotta sting. Alright. So I am going a bit over time, but before we sign out, you will see now we have the alchemy book where we can and keep track of what we've done. But before we stop, let's update on let's do an update on our companions. Caden, an outlander sent to an enemy valley to investigate the mines. You saved him from Ronan, who captured him after he escaped from Goldner, who imprisoned him after Ronan, the non-demon-possessed one, knocked him out while he was trying to do the before-mentioned investigating. That is a mouthful. He is not having the best of days, quite. And Anne. And a recent graduate from the Scene Winds Academy. She is in town to study magically powered artifacts, and you managed to convince her to assist you with your investigation, in return for her being allowed to study your spirit locket. And lastly, Michael. A chaotic mage you found wandering the wilted forest. He appears to be the very knowledgeable about spirits and has agreed to assist you with your demon investigation, as long as you keep Victoria from killing him, that is. It'll be fine. Okay then, and that does it for the session. I have gone way longer than I intended to. Thank you for joining me, and this is your friendly goddess of knowledge, signing out.